Almost every home has a small nail clipper like this. But did you know? Besides cutting nails, this little nail clipper actually has many useful functions that most people don't know about. Function 1. Opening a milk can with a nail clipper. First, just prepare a can of milk and a small nail clipper. For milk cans without a pull tab, opening the lid can be quite tricky if you don't have the right tool. First, open the nail clipper. Then use the pointed tip of the nail file on it. Place the pointed tip right on the edge of the milk can lid. Then gently press down to make a small hole in the lid. Once there's a hole, slide the nail file tip into it. Then gently pry the lid up a little. At this point, the lid will start to lift away from the edge. Then keep moving around the edge of the lid, gently pressing and prying up little by little. Work your way around the rim of the can so the lid gradually comes off. After prying gently around the rim a few times, the top lid will come off completely. At that point, you can fully open the can and take the milk out very easily. With just a small nail clipper, you can easily open a milk can even if you don't have a can opener around. Function 2. Use it as a screwdriver. If you need to turn a small screw but don't have a screwdriver, a nail clipper can work as a quick substitute. First, open the nail file in the nail clipper. This nail file is quite hard and thin, so it can't work like a small screwdriver. Next, place the tip of the nail file into the slot of the screw on the pan handle. Make sure it fits the screw slot properly so it won't slip when you turn it. Then gently turn the nail clipper clockwise to tighten the screw. Just turn it a few times and the pan handle will be tight again. This trick is very useful when you need a quick fix in the kitchen and don't have a screwdriver. Just a small nail clipper can do the job. Function 3. Clip your nails without them flying everywhere. When clipping your nails, the pieces often fly everywhere and can be hard to clean up. But there's a small trick that lets you clip your nails neatly without them flying around. First, prepare a small piece of clear tape. Then stick the tape over the mouth of the nail clipper, right above the cutting edge. Next, start clipping your nails as usual. When the nail is clipped, the pieces will stick to the tape instead of flying away. After you're done, simply peel off the tape and throw it away. The nail pieces are all collected neatly on it. This trick keeps things clean and saves you time on cleanup, especially when you're clipping your nails in a room or at your desk. Function 4. Open a bottle cap. Not many people know that a nail clipper can also be used to open a beer bottle when you don't have a bottle opener. First, open the nail file on the nail clipper. The tip of the file is quite hard and sturdy, so it can be used as a leverage point. Next, place the tip of the nail file under the edge of the beer bottle cap. Make sure it sits right against the rim to create a good leverage point. Then gently pry upwards with your hand. At this point, the edge of the cap will start to lift. With just a gentle pry, the beer cap will pop off completely and you can open the bottle easily. A small nail clipper can quickly open a bottle when you're outdoors or don't have a bottle opener. Function 1. Safety mode. Many people think a nail clipper is just for cutting nails. But in reality, most modern nail clippers have a safety mode to protect you and children. First, you'll notice a small latch or locking ring on the body of the nail clipper. When you press this latch, the blades close completely so they're no longer exposed. This helps prevent accidental cuts to your fingers. It's also safe to keep in a bag or drawer, especially if there are children at home. Function 6. Trim loose threads on clothes. When sewing or wearing clothes, you often notice loose threads that make the outfit look untidy. Instead of scissors, you can use a nail clipper to quickly and neatly trim them. First, open the cutting blades of the nail clipper. The small, sharp blades let you cut threads precisely without damaging the fabric. Next, place the cutting blades close to the loose thread, holding gently so you don't pull the fabric. Then snip the thread with a single, small cut. Thanks to the sharp, compact blades, you can safely and neatly trim each thread. With this trick, a nail clipper isn't just for nails, it's also a handy tool around the house. Function 6. Open paper clips. Using your nails can hurt or even damage them. You can use a nail clipper to handle it quickly and neatly. First, open the pointed tip or small blade of the nail clipper. Next, slide the pointed tip into the paperclip gap and gently pry it open. This way, the paperclip opens easily without bending or breaking it. And if you want to close the paperclip to hold papers together, use the nail clipper blade to gently press the clip's end, bending it down onto the paper so it stays firmly in place. With just a small nail clipper, you can quickly open a paperclip and also close it neatly to hold papers, super handy for organizing, documents, or working from home. Function 7. Remove batteries from devices. When you need to replace or remove batteries from small devices like remotes, watches, or toys, but don't have a proper tool, a nail clipper can come to the rescue quickly. Open the pointed tip or small blade of the nail clipper. This part is hard, thin, and just the right size to pry the battery out of a small battery slot. Next, gently slide the pointed tip into the battery slot, then carefully pry the battery out. If the battery is stuck, just slide along its edge a bit and it will pop out easily without damaging the device. This method is super handy when you need to quickly change a battery and don't have tweezers or a battery tool. Just a small nail clipper makes the job fast and safe. Function 7. Mosquito coil holder. When you want to burn a mosquito coil but don't have a holder, you can use a nail clipper to keep it standing upright. Super convenient. Open the cutting blade or small latch on the nail clipper and shape the nail clipper like this. Next, insert the coil into the small slot of the nail clipper or use the metal blade as support so the coil stands upright. Then place the nail clipper on a small plate or a dish and the coil will burn safely without tipping over. With just a small nail clipper, you can use it as a temporary coil holder, convenient and safe for use at home or outdoors. Function 9. Strip the insulation off wires. First, open the cutting blade of the nail clipper. When you need to strip a wire to connect or fix small electronics but don't have a proper tool, you can still use a nail clipper safely. The small, sharp blade can cut through the plastic insulation without damaging the copper wire inside. Next, gently clamp the wire between the clipper blades. Then rotate or lightly score the plastic along the length you want to strip. Then peel off the outer plastic layer. The copper core inside remains intact and unharmed. With this trick, a nail clipper becomes a lifesaver for quickly stripping wires, especially useful for small electronics, toys, or quick repairs at home. Function 10. Use as a substitute for pliers. For example, if you want to bend a wire but don't have pliers, doing it by hand is hard and can hurt your nails. There's a small round hole on the nail clipper body, which is the perfect leverage point to bend a steel wire. Thanks to the fixed round hole, the steel wire bends as you want, just like using pliers. You can bend it into a circle, square, small hook, or simple shape without worrying about the wire slipping or getting damaged. With this trick, a nail clipper becomes a versatile tool not just for cutting nails or opening cans, but also as a substitute for pliers in many small tasks. Function 11. Open packages. When you receive a package or a parcel but don't have scissors or a knife, a nail clipper can still help you open it quickly and safely. Open the cutting blade or pointed tip on the nail clipper. The small, sharp metal tip can cut through tape or packaging without tearing the contents inside. Place the pointed tip at the edge of the tape or seam of the package, then lightly cut along the line you want to open. After cutting, open the package and take out the contents neatly and safely. Function 12. Cut the string on a rice bag. When opening a rice bag or any food bag tied with string, instead of pulling hard or using large scissors, you can use a nail clipper to cut it neatly and quickly. Open the cutting blade of the nail clipper. The small, sharp, and sturdy blade lets you cut the string without damaging the bag. The small, sharp metal tip can cut through tape or packaging without tearing the contents inside. The string will be cut and the bag opens neatly. With this trick, you can open rice or food bags quickly and cleanly just using a small nail clipper. Super handy in the kitchen or when you need to open a package fast. Function 13. Helps you untie knots. Sometimes shoelaces get tied too tight or the knot is really hard and untying it by hand can be tricky. But a nail clipper can help you loosen it quickly and easily. You just use the pointed tip or the small blade of the nail clipper. Insert the pointed tip into the knot, then gently lift or pull the loops of the lace out one by one. This way, the knot gradually loosens without damaging your shoelace. So these are the secret uses of a nail clipper that few people know. You can use them to make your daily tasks a lot easier. If you like this idea, hit like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching! Wishing you all good health. See you in the next video.